Hey all, Kurt Salso here from TGT at Fan Expo Canada 2010. We're here at the Bear Nuts booth with Alison. How you doing today, Alison?
I'm tired and hot.
Well,
Being honest.
hey, no, it's good to be honest here. But Bear Nuts has been a favorite of mine. It was brought to me by Phil Hofer. He told me, if you ever want to read an awesome, funny, hilarious, off-the-wall comic, Bear Nuts is the one to read, and go read it. Here's the website. But tell us what Bear Nuts is all about for those that have never actually read Bear Nuts.
For one, it's not offensive. Too much. Bear Nuts is about, we have a cast of, well, it was 9, now we have 10 bears. And basically they live in a zoo and they have to coexist in one exhibit, and there's a lot of personality clashes, some mild violence, profanity. I'd say PG-13 and up kind of thing. Yeah, it's a bunch of cartoon bears killing each other, but not really. Yeah, they stop short.
Because they have to coexist, and then that would bring the man.
I don't want to kill them off and then have to clone them, and alternate reality evil bear and stuff like that. Though that could be fun for some storylines.
Time Machine Bear comes back from the future to save the rest of the bears from a post-apocalyptic Terminator bear.
Yeah, that. Well, yeah, I could write something like that. Maybe someday. Someday. I have a nerd bear. He's gonna have some, sci-fi fantasies and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna do one where they're all dressed up in little Star Trek uniforms and, kill off the red shirts, that kind of thing.
I was just gonna say, which one of your bears would be a red shirt then?
Actually, I did kind of thumbnail out this arc where Nerd's like the captain and he's ordering them all around, and then Lech says, I don't want to play this anymore because he gets killed, so, the supporting cast kind of thing. And he has the security guard build, so, he can do it.
This is a great convention in downtown Toronto. Thousands of people are coming through. It's going to be packed here today. This is the most interesting day because you have a lot of fans coming through. In fact, before we were interviewed, you sold a couple of books easily within like 5 seconds there.
It's your aura, man. I don't know. I mean, it was a little quiet beforehand, and then I got a pack, but that's pretty awesome.
But sorry, for those that really want to get into Bear Nuts, you've been around the internet. You're on Twitter. You're on Facebook. You're out there.
I'm barely on Twitter.
You're barely on Twitter.
I'm not good at the Twitter. Somebody told me to do the Twitter. I set it up. I don't think I've tweeted yet. I'm in the process of figuring it out. I just did the Facebook thing. It's the networking and the self-promotion that is the hardest part for me. If I could sit back and just draw and have someone else do all that would be great. But someday, maybe somebody will create a self-promotion kind of just industry. I know we have people that help us distribute the books. How about somebody that helps me network the idea, right? That would be, I'd sign up.
Well, I think you got to grab your fans for something like that. You got to really grab them and make sure that they're, say, hey, look, you really love the book. You want to help me out? You really do?
It's awesome, and I love coming to cons because we get to talk to people. I don't get to do very many, and I have a 10-month-old baby, so that's one thing. Going to the States is really expensive, and the conversion and everything, so we get to one U.S. con a year. So in terms of promotion and networking, that is hard. That's one of the hardest things for me to do. But the more people like the comic and tell other people about the comic, and it gets around, the more books I can sell, and the more I can stay home with the baby. So that's awesome. That's my goal.
Well, it's a great comic, but what has been the fan reaction when they take a look at your books and then they flip through it? What has been their reaction to you?
Everybody just likes that they're cute, but then they hit each other. So I prefer to draw cute things and horses, and it's all very girly. But when it comes to the Bear Nuts, they get a little violent. There's a little bit of swearing, and people don't find any offense by it because they're cute and they're colorful. And it was actually something that I started doing. I was working on a black and white manga adaptation of a HarperCollins book, and it was very much a princesses kind of thing, and they were wearing skirts and dresses, and they had to be all very proper, and I had 3 editors I had to answer to, and everybody has an opinion, and so I started Bear Nuts as something just to get my mind off of that and do something fun and colorful, and it just kind of expanded from there because people liked it. So it's just a little idea that was a side project, so I didn't have to do any more manga princesses, and then boom, people like it, so that's great. Manga princesses are cool too, but 160-page graphic novels about about 10 months, so it's a baby on its own, and this was something that was more fun to do, and I'm the editor, I'm the writer, I'm the artist, I don't answer to anybody, and sometimes fans make suggestions, and sometimes I might oh, that's a good idea, but for the most part, there's nobody telling me what to do, and that's great, free reign, and if people like it, that's even better.
With Fan Expo being this large convention with all of this energy around you, it's eventually going to close down. You're going to have to go back home with your child, your baby, and all that stuff. What are you personally going to take away from your experiences here?
Every year we talk to more people. More and more people know about the comic. Like the first time I started going to cons, I'd go, hey, do you read online comics? No, never. And, have you heard of Baronets? No. And now, half the people I talk to already know about it. Most of the people that come to buy books already know about it, it's very cool. I mean, it's awesome to convert new readers. That's great. That's everybody's goal. But it's very nice that people that already read it for free online come right up and go, oh, you have a book too? Great. And pay me for it. Woo, that's pretty awesome. So it's nice to know that, a lot of people say the model of webcomics and giving it away for free is stupid and blah, blah, blah. But I say nobody's going to take a chance on a creator with no name and a book with no name if they can't get a good free sample. So the fact that people read it online for free and then come buy the books is that's wonderful. I mean, that's what makes things work. I mean, look at the least I can do, guys. They have staff. Yeah. So I don't think I'll ever get to that point, but I'm just saying the webcomics work, and more people that get into webcomics and read them, and more people that, can get converted to webcomics at shows like this, whether it's my comic or somebody else's. Eventually they find mine through links, and that's wonderful. So go comics.
Well, digital's the way to go. I mean, it's always been the whole comic versus webcomic, all that stuff. There's so much amazing talent like yourself out there, like Lisa, and you're looking for thousands of comics. We've had them on the show, and we're still going on because the talent's there. We want to showcase it. And I can't thank you so enough for this interview. It's been a real pleasure.
Oh, thank you. No, it was fun. It was good. I always like talking about comics and myself.
Well, we'll have you on the show as well. We'll get you on, and we'll talk about all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, wait. What was the website?
www.baronetscomic.com.
Awesome. Go ahead. Take a look at it. It's great.